Hi, my name is Delaney Hayes, and I'm going to be discussing for debate number 2 why Indiana should legalize marijuana. To start, my partner had the great comment remark that marijuana is a gateway drug. Marijuana is often called a gateway drug, meaning that using it will probably lead to using other substances like cocaine or heroin. The phrase gateway drug was common in the 1980s. The idea is based upon the observation that people who use recreational substances often start with cannabis. Some suggest that cannabis affects the neural pathways in the brain that causes people to develop a taste for drugs. There's little evidence to back up these claims. While many people do use cannabis before other substances, that alone is not enough evidence that marijuana use can cause them to use other drugs. In fact, there is a lot of evidence that shows marijuana has several positive benefits. These include things like being able to feel more relaxed and at ease, as well as a type of euphoria that one may experience when using it. My partner also discussed that marijuana was unable to be related to alcohol and tobacco use, but there hasn't been any link between cannabis, alcohol, and any other drugs to explain the use of all these things that can drive them to use other drugs. However, a 2002 report by RAND's Drug Policy Research Center said that this explanation is at least as plausible as the gateway hypothesis. The new DPRC research thus demonstrates that the phenomena supporting claims that marijuana is a gateway drug also supports the alternative explanation that it is not marijuana use, but the individual's opportunities and unique propensities to use drugs and determine their risk of initiating harder drugs. The research does not disprove the gateway theory and merely shows that other explanation is plausible. My partner also stated that marijuana is shown to decrease schoolwork. A 2002 survey discussed that 2/3 of college students with high social anxiety reported that they smoke marijuana to help them cope with social situations. Many students stated that the reason they chose to smoke included to relax, unwind, and socialize and self-meditate. CBD has the potential to help with anxiety. It helps by easing the feelings of anxiety and nervousness between a test or exam. This promotes clear thinking, which can help when it comes to remembering what a student has been taught or what they have to study. Vaping CBD oil can help students with mental issues due to its calming properties. CBD has the potential to slow down the spiraling process of students and help in collaborating their thinking. This next point my partner was trying to make was crime rates are dropping not because of marijuana. To me, this just does not make sense. This point is clearly invalid, considering crime is based on an individual's choice and motives, not the substance in which the individual is using. Legalization of marijuana is phasing out black markets and taking money away from drug cartels, organized crimes, and street gangs. Data from the U.S. Border Patrol shows that marijuana seizures have decreased by millions of pounds and are at their lowest levels in over a decade, indicating that domestic production is decreasing demand of marijuana smuggled in from Mexico. Traffic deaths and arrests for DUIs have not increased and may decrease when marijuana is legalized. Traffic rates dropped 11% on average in states that legalize medical marijuana. Arrests for driving under the influence have decreased in Washington and Colorado. To continue, crime rates go down when marijuana is legalized. Studies show that medical marijuana dispensaries decreased crime in their neighborhoods because of an increased security presence and more people walking around the area. Research indicates that people drink less alcohol, sales drop in places where marijuana is legalized. The amount of crime and violence caused by alcohol use is 10 times higher than by marijuana use and alcohol, and a factor in around 40% of violent crimes. A shift from drinking to cannabis use will decrease crime associated with alcohol such as domestic violence and assault. My partner also made a statement saying that marijuana causes hangovers. I've never heard such a thing. There is no type of hangover when using marijuana. Some people refer to being high when using marijuana, but the high fades, and after the use, one is able to return back to their normal state, just as they would like smoking a cigarette. Drug abuse, especially in the forms of pills, can be extremely dangerous, not because of a hangover, but because of the half-life the drug has and how long it can stay in one's system. This is the same with alcohol. In fact, alcohol impairs someone far more than marijuana, especially when consumed in larger quantities. Different drugs present with different clinical implications depending on what the drug was and how it was used and how much. That determines how long the person will be under the influence as well as what type of signs and symptoms they will have. In conclusion, after reviewing my partner's debate and the statistics he had for why marijuana should not be legalized in Indiana, I personally believe that medical marijuana has positive benefits. From the points I have stated in my presentation above, it is clear that marijuana should be legalized in Indiana for various reasons, whether it be for medical or recreational use. Other states have established legalization for marijuana and have seen positive benefits. Therefore, I strongly believe that Indiana and its people would benefit greatly from the legalization as well. Thank you.